So first off, I want to say all praise to Yahweh in the name of His Son Yahweh Shai, in the name of the Holy Spirit. Double honors to my elders, apostles, and the bishops of Great Millstone, otherwise known as GMS for short, but also known as the Prophets of Doom. And these are where I have learned this truth and where I am still learning this truth. And also Shalom to the remnant and the elect of Israel. Lord willing, I am of that number. All right, so this is going to be a quick video, Lord willing, on correction. That I am thankful that I caught, instead of having to be corrected by an elder or apostle or bishop, although they would have if they would have caught that. And I'll probably still receive some type of correction if they see those old videos up. But I do want to get ahead of this. All right, so first I want to start off in Ecclesiasticus or Sirach 19 and verse 16, and it reads, "There is one that slippeth in his speech, but not from his heart. And who is he that hath not offended with his tongue?" Okay, so many people offend with their tongue, whether it be slipping of, on purpose, okay, or mishappily, or just by mistake, okay, and that's what has happened in this case. All right, I slipped in my speech, but not from my heart. All right. So what this has to do with is my teaching on Revelation chapter 13 and verse 1. Okay, we'll go and visit that, and then I'll correct. We'll go over what I said, and we'll go over the correction. Okay, so let's go there really quick. And excuse my camera this time around. I had to set it up a different way. So let's go here. Revelation 13 and 1. All right. This is Revelation 13 and 1. And let me read this because it might not be. Okay, it's not on Revelation 13 and 1. It's on a different, let me see. Okay, it wasn't on Revelation 13 and 1. Let me check and see where, because I know pretty sure I slipped up on a verse someplace. Let me try to find this verse that I know I need to correct myself on. All right, while I'm looking for this, I do just want to say that if it weren't for the apostles, teachers, and bishops giving the example of not being too proud to correct a slip, right? Would I have corrected a slip? All right. We can all think that we would have, but having the example helps, is what I'm saying here. All right. There's many times where someone will slip, and I'm not saying it happens a lot, but what I'm saying is when it does happen, and when brothers do catch themselves, okay, they do correct it. All right. This is what we do over here with this body. All right, amongst this body. All right, GMS and others of with the same doctrine. Okay. We're not too proud to fix or correct, all right, our slip ups when we catch them. Okay. We're not perfect. All right, we're not going to be perfect until the Lord changes our bodies. So until then, we do the best that we can do, and sometimes mistakes do happen. All right. So again, let me I'm still trying to find this verse. I'm pretty sure that I spoke on it. Hmm. I was pretty sure that I'm. Okay, hold on. All right, what I'm looking for to correct here is the verse that speaks about uh um the British appearing on the scene, all right, and plucking up, or the, not that they plucked it up, but the the powers before that being plucked up. Now, what I'm trying to let me see. Still trying to find this verse. So give me a second. Please bear with me for a second here. Mm. Okay. So I don't know if we went over this yet, but if we haven't, let's visit this for a second, all right? And I'll explain, um, just in case I did mention this and slip up. All right, I knew that we were going to go over, well, Lord willing, we were going to go over Revelation 17 at some point. All right, and when you get to Revelation 17, this is zoomed in even more on the fourth beast, which speaks of the whore, all right, Babylon the Great, which rideth on the beast, or the beast system. All right, they are the top of the beast system, America. Okay, Babylon the Great. And when you get to Revelation 17, this is what it's speaking of, is America. When you get to verse 8, it reads, "The beast that thou sawest was and is not, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit and go into perdition, and they that dwell on the earth shall wonder, whose names were not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world, when they behold the beast that was and is not and yet is." All right, but specifically, uh, in verse 10 is where I thought that we had went over this before. So just in case, we'll go over this, just in case I did touch on it before. Revelation 17 and 9, it reads, "And here is the mind which hath wisdom. 7 heads are 7 mountains on which the woman sitteth." All right, so the 7 mountains are the Germanium Major, Germanium Minor, the British, the French, the Spanish, Greece, and Rome. Okay, these are all Edomite empires. Okay, Edomite dominions, Edomite governments, otherwise known as seven mountains. All right, now verse 10, Revelation 17, it reads, "And there are seven kings," speaking of the seven that we just named. "Five are fallen, and one is, and the other is not yet come. And when he cometh, he must continue a short space." Okay. It says, "And the beast that was and is not, even he is the eighth, and is of the seven, and goeth into perdition." All right, verse 12, I'll go ahead and read that also, but we're going to visit again uh, verse 10. Okay. Verse 12 of Revelation 17 reads, "And the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings," explaining what we just talked about. All right, Greece, Rome, Germania Major, Germania Minor, French, Spanish, British. Okay, Revelation 17 and 12, "And the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings, which have received no kingdom as yet, but received power as kings 1 hour with the beast. These have one mind, and shall give their power and strength unto the beast." All right, so you have to keep in mind at this time of John the Revelator, all right, Rome was in power. Okay, Germania Major, Germania Minor, the French, the Spanish, the British uh, had not received their power yet. Okay, um, uh, so when you visit verse 10 again, and it reads, "These are seven kings, five are fallen." All right, so which five are they? Okay, it says five are fallen, and one is, and the other is not yet come. Okay, so again, at the time of John the Revelator, the one that was, or the one that is, the one that this verse is speaking of, the one that is, at the time of this verse, was the Roman Empire. Okay, so the five that were, so there are seven kings, five are fallen, and one is. So five that are fallen are Germania Major, Germania Minor, the French, the Spanish, and Greece. Okay, these are the five. Rome was in power. Okay, so it says, "And the other is not yet come, and when he cometh, he must continue a short space." And that other is the British. Okay, I had it in my mind that we had already touched on this verse, and we probably already have. So this is why I want to go ahead and correct this, just in case. All right. So in my mind, in me thinking that I went over this verse already, I may have said that the other that is not yet come speaks about America. All right, which America did come out of the British, and which is why you get Revelation 17 and 11. All right, which reads, "And the beast that was and is not, even he is the eighth, and is of the seven, and goeth into perdition," which means destruction. Okay, which that's actually talking about America right there. Okay, because America came from the British. All right, so even it says, "And the beast that was is not, even he is the eighth." What does that mean? "And the beast that was and is not." All right, came out of the British, and also this is the second leg of Rome. So, "and is of the seven," or even he is the eighth, and is of the seven, and goeth into perdition. Okay, so again, let me do that again. Revelation 17 and 9. "And here is the mind which hath wisdom. The seven heads are seven mountains, on which the woman sitteth." Okay, "And there are seven kings, five are fallen: Germania Major, Germania Minor, the French, the Spanish, and Greece." Okay, all right. And the two that are left, all right, if you have those five, and the two that are left are Rome and the British. Okay. So again, there are 7 kings, 5 are fallen, and one is. That one that says is Rome. Okay, that makes 6. Okay, and the other is not yet come. And when he cometh, he must continue a short space. Speaking of the British. All right. So this is what I wanted to correct. And really, now that I'm looking at it, Revelation 17 we haven't went into, but we probably more than likely been here in this chapter. And more than likely, all right, the probability is high that I may have misspoke, and in place of the British being the other that is not yet come, I said that it was America. Okay. So just a slip of the tongue. I don't want to make that correction. All right. In verse 10 of Revelation 17, and the other is not yet come, is speaking of the British. All right. So with that, I hope this came through as sincere and edifying. Lord willing, we will go into Revelation 17th chapter. All right. To zoom in more on those beasts. We started back with these videos talking about the vision of Daniel, moving into a more zoomed in version, and even more we'll zoom into this Edomite Empire, which speaks about America when we speak about Revelation 17. All right, Lord willing, we'll get to that. But again, I hope this came through as sincere and edifying. Salakia for the misspeaking. All right, again, let's go to Ecclesiasticus chapter 19 and verse 16. There is one that slippeth in his speech, but not from his heart. And who is he that hath not offended with his tongue? All right. And we always have these things in mind to make sure that we're speaking the correct things. All right. So when we find it again, when we find these things, when we go back and listen to our own videos, and we find a mistake, we correct them. All right. Okay. It does eat us up like that, to where we do have to make corrections. So again, I hope this came through as sincere and edifying. And with that, I want to say all praise to Yahweh in the name of his son, Yahweh Shai, in the name of the Holy Spirit. Double honors to my elders, apostles, and the bishops of Great Millstone, who lead with a very good example. All right. But otherwise, they are known as GMS for short, but also known as the prophets of doom. These are where I have learned this truth and where I am still learning this truth. And also shalom to the remnant and the elect of Israel. Lord willing, I am of that number. And Lord willing, we'll see you in the next video. Shalom.